What's going on, Bulls fans? Welcome into the Bulls Report by Chat Sports. My name is Patrick Siepman, and coming up on today's show, we have some big-time injury updates around guys like Josh Giddey, Lonzo Ball, Zach LaVine, and Patrick Williams, and then we'll close out today's show. Who are my top 5 players to watch for the Bulls this season? Give a little preview on each. But we are talking injuries here on today's show as already the Bulls are a little beat up. So if you guys want the Bulls to stay healthy all season long, get some good mojo, get some good vibes heading their way, just hit that thumbs up icon and like today's video. Don't jinx us. And if you guys want the Bulls to stay healthy all year, hit that thumbs up icon. But the concerning news here, so I guess this was underreported coming out of the Olympics this year in Paris, but Casey Johnson tweeted this out from Media Day saying Josh Giddey said the ankle injury he suffered on his last play at Paris Olympics was more serious than he first realized, and that has sidelined him since, but is on the doorstep of returning. Said plan is to be conservative with time on their side, but he's close to playing. So, we didn't really hear any updates about Giddey getting hurt in Paris. I remember I heard one update that he just rolled his ankle walking off the court, but, nobody was really too concerned about it. But now hearing this, that it was more serious than he first realized, I mean, that's definitely a little concerning, but I fully expect Giddey to be healthy opening night, and he will be the starting point guard for this team for hopefully all 82 games this season. But I do want to get you guys more injury news around another point guard on this roster, and that is Lonzo Ball. But Lonzo talked at Bulls Media Day, and we'll go over a couple quotes there, but he said, "This is something that no one has really come back from. So I'll be the first. We've had a couple of conversations about it so far. Obviously, back-to-backs are off the table right now. Definitely there will be a minutes restriction. We don't have a set number yet, but there will be one." And, the positive news here is Lonzo will be back opening night. And I'm assuming he will be on a 18-minute restriction. I think once he gets that 16, 17, 18-minute mark, they will cut him from the rotation for the rest of the game, and it does make sense. No back-to-backs for Lonzo. Like, I would almost treat this first year for Zoe as I'm gonna say rehab year. Like, put him on a minute restriction. Have him not play back-to-backs. Like, really make sure he can get that knee fully healthy and hopefully back to 80, 90% of what he once was. But he also talked about it a little more. He said it's just going to be constant communication throughout the year, just because this is sort of a new project, if you will, that we all have to get through together. I pretty much have a brand new knee, so it's always going to be a little different than what God gave me to start off with, but I'm feeling good. I'm feeling healthy enough to play, so that's all that really matters, just managing it through the year and being available. And, it always gets me to this is like, what Lonzo are we going to get? Like, he does have a new knee. Like, he has gotten surgery on that 4 times over the last 2.5 years. Like, he is not the same person. His body is not the same. So what Lonzo will we get, considering he did, I'm not saying he relied on his athletic ability just as much as a guy like Westbrook or these other hyper-athletic guards, but he was so effective in transition, getting the ball up the floor, and like him being a top-tier athlete helped him out in that category a whole lot. So with that knee not being 100% and just him pretty much having a whole new knee, like what type of Lonzo will we get? I will say I think him between the ears will help him just be more effective on the basketball court. But, he also had this to say. He says, "I just feel like this was just my journey. It's not like I wanted to get hurt. It's just something that happened. You've got to deal with obstacles that come in your life and overcome them the best way you know how to. That's what I've been trying to do, to stay focused, stay grounded, and just put all the work in I can." And, it all sounds good for Lonzo right now. I am very, very happy for him. He is being very optimistic. And, this is just something that's just going to make him better as a person. Like, overcoming all this adversity, he's just going to kind of build up those mental calluses where, whether it's not in basketball, but maybe in life, like if he faces another extreme challenge like this, he knows he has something to go back on. He just came back from a knee surgery that no other NBA player has ever came back from. So all sounds good for Lonzo. Very happy for him and very excited to see him back in a Bulls uniform. But, we talked about some concerning injury news around Patrick Williams yesterday or 2 days ago, but we did get a positive update. It seems like he is all good to go for the season. He talked about it. He's ramping up. He's 110%. He'll start playing 5-on-5s sometime shortly, which is great news because he is a guy who the Bulls need him to develop this year. And maybe he doesn't take that all-star jump, as that would be, pretty optimistic to think he would take an all-star jump, but maybe he can get to 15 points a game, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, just be more productive than what he has been in years past. But we should see Lonzo this year, opening night. And if you guys are excited to watch Lonzo play some basketball this season, give me a Zoe down below in the comment section and show him some love. Now we'll get to my top players to watch here in a second, but first, got to tell you guys about a deal we have going on at chatsports.com/BullsCombo, where you guys can get this 2 t-shirt pack for about 20 to 50% off. If you guys want to take advantage of this sweet deal, hit that link, chatsports.com/BullsCombo. That link's in the comments and description of today's show. So top 5 players to watch. Number 1 for me, Modest Buzelis. Now I do have some news. Billy Donovan hinted that he could be in the G League this season. I think that would be a terrible mistake. I understand with Zach LaVine on this roster, you're not going to have a whole lot of opportunity for him, but I don't see any benefit of putting him in the G League. I think you should put him out there, real NBA action, and I would love for Modest, first 3 months of the season, he is terrible, he's inefficient, but he looks the part, kind of similar to what he was in Summer League, where we saw that potential. We saw that he could be an all-star if everything comes together for him. But have him just go through those learning curves, get those, mishaps out of the game or out of his game, and I think it'll be better for him in the long run, comparison to him going to the G League. And maybe he dominates and he's able to build confidence, but you're not going against NBA competition. So number 1 for me is Modest, and then number 2. This guy is just turning himself into a fan favorite. Dalen Terry is the most electric basketball player when it comes to media days. He always has a smile on his face. He's always joshing around with his teammates. Cool part of media day, Josh Giddey was taking questions, and Dalen Terry, he grabbed the mic from a reporter and was like, "Hey, Josh, who's your favorite teammate? Cough, cough, it should be me." And then, it led to a good laugh between the two. But I'm actually excited to see him develop on the floor this year. Like, he's always played very, very hard, which is something I respected out of him. But, can he become a 40% three-point shooter? If he does that, I think he could be a good rotational player for this team for the foreseeable future. But number 3 for me is Kobe White. Can he take a Tyrese Maxey-esque jump? Like, can he go from, 9 points game to 20 and then take that 20 and go to 25 points per game? Like, if he really cements himself as a true second or third option, like, it would be huge for this Bulls team. Now, number 4 for me, I got to ride with Jalen Smith on this one. He talked about to media today about just how excited he was to join the Bulls this offseason. He talked about the history of the organization, and I think it's pretty cool when you have a guy come to the Bulls and realize what this franchise is supposed to be, because I feel like a lot of these younger players, they really only view the Bulls as a pretty poor ran organization. But Jalen Smith talked about the Jordan days, wanting to get back there, so I thought it was pretty cool on the front of him. And plus, he can offer the Bulls so much lineup versatility. Like, if he can really pop, he can be a great stretch 4, a great small ball 5 center. Very, very excited to watch him play this season. And then also Ayo Dosunmu, man from Morgan Park, Chicago's very own. Like, just seeing him develop in another year under Billy Donovan in this Bulls system, like, can he really take that level from being a good point of attack defender to a great? Can he become a good 3-point shooter to a great 3-point shooter? Like, if he can do those things, maybe we could see Ayo become one of the better role players in the league, one of the better two-way guards, and that position is so valuable, man. So shout out to these 5 players. Excited to suit up for the Red and Black this upcoming season. But if you guys made it to the end of today's show, give me a real one down below in the comments section. Would really appreciate it if you guys hopped down there and showed some love to the channel. But also, if you guys want to give me a follow on Twitter, that's the handle right there, @PatSieps. Give me a follow over there. I'll give you guys a follow right back. See you guys next time. Go Bulls.